Hello, my name is Ken Cohen, or Gao Han in Chinese. I will be sharing with you Qigong, how to cultivate the life energy, the vital breath for healing. Qigong is both ancient wisdom and modern science. It is one of the most powerful and effective self-healing methods in the world today. As water is to fish and air to birds, so Qi is to humans. We are surrounded by it and live in a field of Qi, yet we are unaware of it. Through Qigong training, we learn how to sense this life energy both in ourselves and in the environment. We cleanse, gather, and circulate the Qi within our bodies to improve our health and to cultivate a tranquil, aware state of mind. We develop the strength of the stone and the suppleness of flowing water. Qigong has its roots in Chinese medicine and the ancient philosophy of Taoism. Taoists retreated to high mountain monasteries, seeking simplicity, inner peace, and truth in nature. They celebrated the beauty surrounding them in poetry and art, and learned to heal the body by imitating the movements of animals, trees, clouds, and other aspects of nature. They were China's first Qigong masters. Qigong, like Taoism, emphasizes the harmony and health of body, mind, and spirit. A complete Qigong workout has 4 stages. First, we will learn a warm-up, whole-body breathing to gently open the body to a stronger flow of Qi. Stage 2 is cleansing the body of impure, toxic Qi. We will learn 2 ways of accomplishing this: the bone marrow cleansing and the healing sounds. After cleansing the body of unneeded energies, we can proceed to stage 3, gathering and circulating the Qi, so that the body is recharged with a fresh supply of healing energy. In this category, we will learn standing meditation and walking meditation. Finally, we come to stage 4, self-massage. We lightly massage or warm the skin to disperse stagnation, tension, and congestion. Before beginning our Qigong workout, it is important to learn the basic principles of Qigong posture, relaxation, and breathing. Most Qigong exercises begin from a standing position with the feet flat on the ground. The spine is straight but not stiff. Keep the knees slightly bent. The joints are never locked during Qigong. The whole body is relaxed. Relaxed does not mean limp and lifeless, but rather more alert and alive. Use minimum effort to maintain your posture. Imagine that all of your tension is just dropping into the ground. Qigong emphasizes abdominal respiration. Even though some Qigong exercises include chest breathing, almost all exercises begin with meditative abdominal breathing. As you inhale, the lower abdomen expands gently. As you exhale, it retracts. Let this happen naturally and effortlessly. Your breath will become slow, deep, and easy. Eventually, you will feel both the lower abdomen and the lower back expanding with each inhalation and retracting with each exhalation. This is called dantian breathing. The Chinese word dantian means the field where you plant the elixir of long life. It is the energy center between the lower abdomen and the lower back. Once you've got the feeling of the slow and deep abdominal breathing, the next stage is to send that breath, that Qi, through the entire body. So the last part of our preparation is called whole body breathing. We stand with the feet shoulder-width apart, parallel, knees slightly bent, abdomen relaxed because we want the abdomen to be free to move with the breath, The spine is straight and long. Now as you inhale, let the arms rise slowly. Let them drift up, overhead. Relax without trying to stretch too far. And as you exhale, the hands come down the sides of the body. If you can, let all of the breathing be through the nose, so you're inhaling and exhaling through the nose. Inhaling up. We're doing 3 circles altogether. Inhale overhead. Exhale down. Now, if you practice this really relaxed, you might feel as though you are drawing qi, drawing breath, warmth, maybe some tingling from the feet up through the entire body, right to the fingertips. And as you exhale, all of the stagnant and unneeded qi is released. After 3 circles one way, we practice 3 circles the other direction. Again, this is whole body breathing. Inhaling into the entire body, right to the fingertips. And as you exhale, it drops down the front. Stagnant qi is released. As you're inhaling up from the sides, whole body is filling with fresh energy. And exhaling down the front. Every cell in the body is breathing. One more time. Inhaling up. And exhaling down. Next, we are going to practice one last form of whole body breathing, a powerful method of driving the qi through all of the cells of the body. For this method, stand again in your natural stance, feet shoulder-width apart, parallel, knees bent, the palms lined up, one facing the other, the center of the palms facing each other, at the height of the navel. Try to have a straight line along the forearm, the wrist, the back of the hands, right to the fingertips. The knees are bent a little bit more than before. Now as you inhale, let the hands move a little bit apart at the same time that the body is rising a little bit, straightening the knees a bit without locking them. And as you exhale, all of the breathing through the nose, the knees bend, the palms move towards each other. Inhale, open. The whole body is filling with the breath, even the hands spread apart with the breath. As you exhale, everything releases the breath. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. Try going at your own pace. Let the movement of your breath determine the movement of your body. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. Inhale, the whole body fills with qi. Exhale, the whole body releases old and stagnant qi. This is like playing a qi accordion. Inhale, open, spread. Exhale, close. This is a wonderful, energizing technique that can even be practiced separate from the Qigong workout. Now we practice the first exercise in purifying the qi. This is the bone marrow cleansing, to cleanse the bones of impurities, to strengthen the bone structure, and to strengthen and stimulate the immune system. We stand in the basic Qigong stance, that is, feet parallel, shoulder-width apart, knees slightly bent, abdomen relaxed, spine straight and long, mouth lightly closed, breathing only through the nose. To begin, line up the palms one across from the other. Very similar to the position for whole body breathing, only now the hands are at the level of the lower abdomen. With relaxed breathing, you don't have to match the breath with any particular portion of the movement. As you breathe relaxed, the arms slowly lift up, as though you're carrying a ball between the palms. until they are as high as the chest. Now as the elbows fold, the hands move back towards the chest and gradually towards each other, moving into a kind of prayer posture, until the thumbs are resting on the sternum, on the breastbone. Then we hold this posture for about a minute or two while simply observing the breath. This is a standing, meditative posture, feeling, observing how the breath is moving. The eyes can be open or closed for this first position. Watch the breath. In this exercise, it is as if the whole world has withdrawn into your body. You have become a microcosm of the universe. Now the hands begin to slowly separate and drifting down towards the sides. That was the first position in the bone marrow cleansing. Now we move on to number 2. The palms turn outwards and the arms slowly lift up laterally from the sides of the body until the hands are the height of the shoulders. Then they turn palm outwards. As you hold this posture, imagine that your body is now filling the universe. Your 2 feet reach down to the center of the earth. The head reaches up to the sky. The 2 arms infinitely out to the 2 directions. Your body is filling the universe. At the same time, the pores of the skin are open, as though universal qi can move unobstructedly through your body. And the hair is long and flowing. Body expanded, filling the universe. Pores open, hair long. Hold the posture and that intent. After holding this posture for about a minute, slowly drift the arms down. Then we begin the 3rd position in the bone marrow cleansing. One hand begins to lift up from the side, the palm facing out. The back of the other hand, actually the center of the back of the other hand, rests on the spine opposite the navel, so it's on the lower back. The hand that's raising comes overhead, pushes up, palm towards the sky just for a moment. Then turn the palm over. See if you can feel an energetic connection between the center of your hand and the point at the crown of the head. This will stimulate the internal energy. Now as the hand drifts down the front of the body, imagine that pure heavenly qi, pure energy, healing energy, is moving through the bones, through the skeleton, driving the impurities out the feet. As your descending hand reaches the level of the hand in the back, that hand releases. So both release to the sides of the body at the same time. Now you switch sides. The other hand is palm out, gradually lifting up from the side. Back of the other hand is on the lower back, center of the hand opposite the navel. It pushes up overhead, overturning, connecting center of the palm with crown, almost as if you are feeling your own energetic field, feeling your own qi. And then pure energy moves through the bones. Visualize the skeleton as though someone has turned on a light inside your body and you can see all of the bones. see the pure energy moving through them. The hand reaches the level of the other hand on the back, and that one releases. And again, switch sides. Now we are going to practice this together only 2 times on each side. When you practice later or at another time, you can do as many as 5 repetitions on each side. Middle of the back of the hand on the lower back. The last part of the technique, last exercise in bone marrow cleansing, both hands lift up the center of the body, gradually pushing up, overturning the hands and pushing overhead. Just for a moment, imagine yourself standing like a tree with deep roots, palms reaching towards the sky. Holding this only for a moment, then turn the palms over, and now it's as if both hands are feeling your own energetic field. For some of you, the hands might need to be further away. For some, a little bit closer. You're sensing your own chi and then sending pure healing energy through the bones, driving the impure energy out to the feet. You can send the impure energy out as compost. Imagine that it is helping the plants to grow, releasing and relaxing. That completes the bone marrow cleansing. Now we are ready for the second purification system to rid the body of stagnant or toxic qi. This is called the healing sounds. Beginning in your basic Qigong stance with the feet shoulder-width apart, parallel, the knees slightly bent, body relaxed into the ground. The first exercise is a preparation for the healing sounds known as Ping Qi, harmonizing the qi or harmonizing the breath. Beginning by inhaling with the palms up under the shoulders, palms facing upwards. The chest is gently expanded. Now as you exhale, the body bends over about 45 degrees. The knees do not bend extra. We stay the same height above the ground basically, but we're bending from the waist. 45 degrees, the hands and fists pushing out, almost as though you're punching away. That's with the exhalation. Then again, inhale back through the nose and exhale through the nose. 9 repetitions altogether to start the set. Inhale back, exhale out for the last repetition, and then to finish it, roll the shoulders around a little bit, as though you're moving the shoulder blades. This is to loosen the mid-back. Let the shoulders carry the arms. And then stand up, open the hands, and relax. Now the exercise for the lungs, which is called the lion's roar. The sound to cleanse the lungs is Sia. Si-ah, done with an exhalation. Sia. Here's how we practice it. As you inhale, raise the hands with the palms facing up to the middle of the breastbone. That's with the inhalation through the nose. As we now make the sound, the hands are going to push out diagonally away from the shoulders, staying at shoulder height. So again, it's inhale, the lungs expanding because we are doing this for the lungs, and then Sia. We do this 3 times. The breath is just natural for a moment, and then again we are inhaling. Sia. Natural breathing. And a third repetition, inhaling up, Lungs filling with fresh energy, old energy leaving. Then the hands come down, and we close each of the individual healing sounds with 3 times harmonizing the breath. Inhale back, exhale out. And roll the shoulders. Then stand up and prepare for the next one. The heart exercise is called the dragon coming out of the sea. The sound for the heart is huh. From your basic Qigong posture, the fists are the height of the shoulders with the palms facing outwards. Begin by inhaling as you raise the fists up overhead, feeling as though you are inhaling into the heart itself. So again, starting here, inhaling up. Now, holding the breath as you roll the fists towards each other, elbows bending, coming down over the thighs, just a semi-squat. If you want to do a half or full squat, you can. And then as you exhale, opening the hands into a V overhead, we simultaneously make the sound for the heart. Now you've exhaled. As we continue with the exercise for 3 repetitions total, inhale on the way down. Inhaling down and and a 3rd time. Inhale down. Hands coming in fists. They open in a V overhead. And then harmonize the breath 3 times. Inhale back. And just a little reminder with this one, there are 3 repetitions. The first repetition, remember to start here. If you remember this starting position, the rest will follow quite naturally. Start here, inhale up, hold the breath down for that first repetition, and then as you release the toxins. Then number 2 and 3 will follow quite naturally. Inhale down, of course, as you're rising up. And again, the 3rd one, inhale down. The breath is being compressed in the heart. As you are releasing, and of course, harmonizing the breath 3 times to finish. And that completes it. The next exercise, which is for the spleen, is just called Qi to the spleen. The sound to cleanse and heal the spleen is hu, like the English word who, but with a stronger exhalation of breath. In fact, to get the right feeling and tone, what you might want to try is to place your hand in front of your mouth, and as you make the sound, hu, project the lips forwards a little bit and see if you can feel the sound, feel the vibration on your palm that faces the mouth. Again, and here's how we do the exercise. From your basic Qigong posture, the palms facing upwards at the height of the waist. As you inhale, the right hand pushes up, palm towards the sky. At the same time, the left hand pushes down, palm towards the ground. The back of the hands are facing one over the other. Again, that opening is beginning here, inhaling, right up, left down. Now, as you exhale through the nose, we're going to turn from the waist. Remember, waist does not mean hips. We're isolating the upper body. As you exhale, turn from the waist to your left, just as far as your body goes naturally without strain. From this position, inhale slowly, gently, but fully through the nose. You might even feel the spleen expanding. Inhaling. Then hold the breath. We hold to a slow count of 10. Now as you return to the front, the waist turning straight ahead as in the beginning, with the palms revolving back to the waist, we simultaneously make the sound for the spleen. And then harmonize 3 times. Inhale back, exhale, through the nose. Rolling the shoulders. That completes the exercise. Once again, from here, remember the start. Inhale. Exhale with the turn. Inhale, holding the posture. 10 counts. After the 10 counts, you're returning to the beginning position with the sound hu as you're facing the front. And that completes it. This next exercise for the liver is called the monkey. The sound to detoxify the liver is like an SH sound, shh. However, when you make the sound, imagine that there is a U sound at the end of the SH, so that you have a shh, almost as if you're saying the word shu or shu. Shh. Instead of the sound shh, where the tongue is rolled into an R. So the specific sound for the liver is SH with a hint of a U at the end. Shh. Here's how we practice. From basic Qigong posture, the hands and fists at the sides. As you inhale, the arms are lifting. The liver is expanding. Feel the pleasant opening of the liver. Liver is opening up for the fresh qi, fresh energy. This is still inhalation. For a moment, hold the breath as you position the elbows towards your body, fists facing slightly upwards, palms are actually facing towards your own face. Now, as you bend over from the waist, 45 degrees, the elbows press in towards the body so that you're squeezing out the old breaths. At the same time, you make the sound. Shh. And then harmonize. Inhale back. Again, it's done normally only once, but for the sake of practice, let's try it one more time. The liver is an extremely important organ in the body. It's the largest internal organ. Inhaling as you are opening the liver. And pressing the old breaths out. Harmonize. The exercise for the kidneys, and this is actually for kidneys and adrenals, is called the bear. The sound for the bear is chur-u-e, done as one continuous sound. Again, it consists of 3 parts, but it's done continuously. Chur-u-e, like this. Chur-e. If you are doing it correctly, your ears will feel like they're being tickled from the inside. Once again, let's just try the sound. Chur-e. Here's how we do the exercise. From basic Qigong posture, the back of your hands are going to rest on the lower back, basically over the kidneys. Now, as you breathe naturally, the back of the hands are massaging 3 times the lower back. Then, inhaling as the hands rise up the back along the spine, and as you bend the knees, the arms are coming out in front of the body, the knees are bending into a rounded posture, and we're making the sound. Let's just look at that beginning again. 3 times, massaging the lower back. Inhaling up as the back of the hands rise up along the back, and tree. With the last little bit of exhalation, let the hands come down, the body rises up to more natural position. And then we continue. This is done 3 repetitions. First, natural breathing, massaging the kidneys and adrenals. Inhaling, letting the arms rise up the back, and bending the knees, arms rounded in front, expel toxins from kidneys. Last bit of exhalation, rising up, arms to the sides. Natural breathing, massaging. Inhale up. Natural breathing, and 3 times harmonize. The final technique in the healing sound set is called in Chinese tu gu na xin, literally spitting out the old breaths, drawing in the new. We usually simply translate this as expelling toxins. Now, this is a technique for expelling toxins from the entire body as a whole, rather than from any individual internal organ. To practice, stand with the feet a little bit wider than usual, still parallel, but wider than shoulder width apart. The knees just slightly bent to begin. Now, as we inhale, the hands are palm up under the shoulders, imagining with this inhalation that the entire body, from the toes to the crown of the head, is filling with fresh healing energy. As you exhale, we're going to be making a very slight sound. We're just making the breath audible. The sound is going to be So we inhale, palms up under the shoulders, whole body fills with fresh energy. And now as you bend the knees, the hands passing in front of the mouth and then behind the body. Inhale back. This is done 9 times altogether. Whole body filling. Inhale. Remember, each time you inhale, whole body fills with fresh energy. Every time you exhale, bending down, all of the old, stagnant, unneeded qi is allowed to leave with the exhalation. Now, after the 9 repetitions, place your left hand palm up just under the navel with the right hand palm down, resting on top of the left. We close this set with a short, silent meditation. Right hand resting on the left, the eyes lightly closed, mouth closed, breathing through the nose, breathing abdominally, body relaxed into the ground. And just take a few moments to experience whatever changes have occurred as a result of your Healing Sounds Qigong. Notice feelings of ease or spaciousness among the internal organs, changes in your breathing, in your standing, in your feelings of comfort or discomfort. Do a kind of general scan of your body, experiencing whatever is happening and enjoying it. And let the hands come down. Let's review the Healing Sounds Qigong. When you make the various organ sounds, find a comfortable pitch and volume. You do not have to match mine. Begin with harmonizing the breath 9 times. Next, we practice the lion's roar for the lungs. The sound is Xia, 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 Xia. Practice it 3 times. The next method is called the dragon coming out of the sea, or the dragon for short. The dragon heals the heart, and the sound is He. Again, He. Do 3 repetitions. After the dragon comes Qi to the spleen. The sound for the spleen is Hu. Hu. Although this exercise does not traditionally have a poetic name, I like to call it the owl. Practice it 1 time. After healing the spleen, we practice the monkey for the liver. The sound for the liver is sh, just like an SH. Sh. Again, there is only 1 repetition. Next, we do the bear for the kidneys. The sound is ch-u-e, done as 1 linked sound. Ch-u-e. Again, ch-u-e. It is practiced 3 times. The set is closed with 9 repetitions of an exercise to expel toxins from the entire body. The breath itself makes a sound by slightly blowing it out through your mouth. Finish with a minute or 2 of quiet, silent meditation. The style of healing sounds presented here is designed to prevent illness or to aid in recovery during the last stages of illness. Because this Qigong is often quite stimulating, you should not practice during the acute phase of an illness. It might stimulate the virus or bacteria. Also, do not practice during menstruation or after you know that you are pregnant. Other Qigong sets presented in this program do not have these specific precautions. And now the standing meditation, the single most important exercise in Qigong. Through standing meditation, we learn how to gather the Qi, that is, increase the internal supply of Qi, and how to gradually spread it, sending it through the entire body, so that areas that are congested or too full will be drained of excessive Qi, and areas that are depleted will be filled with healing energy. Now let's begin the actual practice. The feet need to be shoulder-width apart, so they're straight down underneath your shoulders and parallel to each other. Now, you will need to check your feet to make sure that they are truly parallel. Sometimes we have a dissymmetry in the hips. For instance, your right hip might be a bit looser than the left, so the toe will be turned out, yet subjectively you might think the feet are parallel. Or if the left hip is looser than the right, you might be standing like this. You think the feet are parallel, but obviously they're not. So check your feet, place them in a parallel position. At the same time, you want your weight to be evenly distributed through the feet. The muscles of the feet are relaxed on the ground. You don't want to favor the toes nor the heels. You don't want to press your weight too much to the inside of your foot nor the outside. Rather, the weight spreads through the feet, evenly through the feet into the ground. This will also maximize contact between some very important acupuncture points on the bottom of the feet and the ground. These points help to draw yin energy, earth energy, up through the entire body. As you're standing, you want the knees to be bent. The knees to be bent enough that as you look down, the knees seem to just cover the toes. You can't see the toes. Not beyond that. That will strain the knees, and you certainly don't want to have the knees locked. Again, the knees a little bit bent, covering the toes as you look straight down. You'll find that also helps the abdomen to relax, and in fact, the bent knees frees up the diaphragm and allows greater ease of diaphragmatic abdominal breathing. There should be a crease between the thigh and the hip. This area is called the qua in Chinese, between the thigh and the hip. It's also called the inguinal area, the inguinal ligament in Western medicine. This area is slightly indented and soft. That keeps the hips more relaxed. The spine is straight, plumb erect. Straight this way, straight up and down, not straight on an incline, obviously not lean back or to one side or the other. Plumb erect. The tailbone feels as though it is pulled slightly downwards. The tailbone straight down and the head lifted a little bit up. This is called dui la jing, oppositional pulling strength. Tailbone down, crown lifted, and thus the entire spinal column stretched and open. A very pleasant feeling of spaciousness in the spine itself. The chest is relaxed. This is called han xiong. Han xiong means drop and release the chest. This also allows the ribs to hang. Anatomically they hang, so we allow them just to be completely relaxed. That way they are free to move. Although we are primarily breathing abdominally, that doesn't mean we freeze, stop, or close the chest. So han xiong, drop, relax the chest. The yin energy in the front of the body is allowed to descend. The back of the body is very yang and allowed to be long, open, in touch with the heavens. The crown of the head is lifted as though there's a string holding you from above, kind of like a puppet. This will create greater ease in the back of the neck. The chin, very slightly down. Don't drop your chin all the way into the chest. Just maybe 1/8 of an inch down, enough to feel that the back of the neck is open, as though you're exposing the area just under the head. Back of the neck open. So chin down, head lifted, the entire spine long, chest dropped. Of course, the shoulders dropped and relaxed. We want to have all of the joints of the body relaxed, open, never locked. So get the feeling of this way of standing. The abdomen, very relaxed. Let the abdomen hang down and out. Don't pull the stomach in. When you control and tighten your abdomen in that way, you prevent that gentle massaging movement which massages all of the internal organs. Also, we tend to get literally uptight when we pull the stomach in. So the stomach is really relaxed. The weight of the body is sunk down through the feet. At the same time, the energy of the ground is rising up through the entire body. Also, make sure that the shoulders are relaxed. The shoulders should feel as though they are sunk straight down. Now be careful when you sink and relax the shoulders that they're not hunched to the front nor pulled back. Rather, let the weight of your arms bring the shoulders straight down. That will be true throughout the standing meditation. Even if the arms are raised up to the height of the eyes, still we want the shoulders relaxed down. We have a natural tendency to lift the shoulders and thus to waste effort, to do unnecessary motion when we raise the arms. So please be conscious of the shoulders staying relaxed, all of the joints of the body relaxed and open. The mouth is lightly closed. We're breathing only through the nose. The tongue is touching the upper palate. The tongue touching the upper palate. Of course, we're breathing abdominally. We're working towards the goal of dantian breathing, where not only the abdomen expands with inhalation, but the abdomen and the lower back expand with inhalation. And of course, the abdomen and lower back retract with exhalation. Now, the positions of the arms for standing. First, check your posture. Go gradually through the different points. Make sure your weight is evenly passing through the feet, the spine long, chest and abdomen relaxed, joints, shoulders relaxed, mouth lightly closed, slow, easy breathing. And the first position is with the arms rounded. Imagine that you have the space of a fist under each armpit. That will give your arms the correct shape. When you round the arms, just lift them slightly from where they naturally hang. Don't push them to the front or bring them back behind your body. If they're behind your body, your chest is going to expand and it will be very difficult to do abdominal breathing. So just as the arms hang, lift them slightly, rounded. The rounded shape is the entire arm, not just the wrist. Be careful that you're not doing this. If you raise the hands this way, or if you push them out this way, then the wrists become tight. The chi is stopped there. The blood circulation is inhibited as it flows towards the fingertips. So an easy, graceful, rounded shape. Check your arms and your hands. Make sure you have it. The fingers are gently spread open. We don't want to tighten them, but of course we don't want to clench them. So just a gentle spread, as though there is water flowing through the arms, in fact through the entire body, right to the fingertips. And we will be holding this. Please hold this with me. You can hold it for a maximum of 3 minutes, gradually building the amount of time that you stand week after week. In the beginning, about 5 to 10 minutes of total standing time is sufficient. Later, as you get used to it, as your body adapts to the standing posture, you can increase the length of practice until you're standing a total of about 20 to 25 minutes of standing meditation. So this is the first posture. It's a relaxed, meditative stance. The eyes are open. The eyes are looking long and into the distance. Allow the visual field to become part of your experience. Allow the auditory field to become part of your experience. You don't have to block out any particular sensation. Let it all become part of standing. Keeping the eyes open with a soft, relaxed gaze, a long gaze into the distance, also allows your whole body to relax. When we focus too exclusively on a particular object, the energy inside also becomes tight. So it's a wide open gaze, not looking at anything in particular. This was posture number 1. We gradually take this circular shape and bring it up to posture number 2, which is the height of the breastbone. The arms are rounded. Remember, rounded arm means the entire shape, not closing the wrists in, not opening them up. The whole shape is rounded. Fingertips gently extended, fingers gently extended. Now, very important in this central position, number 2 for the standing meditation, keep the tips of the elbows down. The elbows feel as though there is a weight attached to them, pulling them slightly down. That helps your shoulders to relax. Please try this with me. If you lift your elbows a little bit up, notice what's happening to your shoulders and your ribs. Your shoulders are lifting and rotating inwards. The ribs are also lifting. The breath is rising to the upper chest. We want to keep the breath sunk, relaxed, full, so it fills this lower energy center known as the dantian, the field of the elixir. So very, very important when your hands are at the height of the chest, the elbows sunk, relaxed. The chest also relaxed. This will help the chi to descend, reaching all the way down to the feet. And again, holding this position for a couple of minutes. Don't do too much in the beginning. Have some patience. With perseverance and regular practice, you can gradually increase the length of time that you are standing. Hold it silently. Let your senses be open. The eyes are open. The ears are open. Whatever sounds are in your environment are part of your standing experience. Keeping the eyes open, you will find, also helps with the balance. And when you feel ready, you can very gradually move into posture number 3. Now, do this without any break in your inner feeling or experience. That is, as you move from one posture to the next, don't think of it as a new exercise, but rather one continuous movement, one continuous flow of chi. So from here, staying with your feeling, staying with your breathing, not disturbing the breath. You're carrying this circle, this circular shape from chest height to the height of the eyes with the palms turned diagonally out. Now, what I mean by diagonally out is that the hands are not facing straight ahead, nor are they facing towards each other. Rather, if I was facing straight ahead in my home, one hand would be facing one corner of the room, the other hand the other corner of the room. So palms are facing out diagonally. Another way to think of this is that you have a giant sphere in front of you. a giant sphere in front, and your palms and forearms are resting on the sphere. Sometimes having that image helps us to maintain the circular shape. And again, we will hold this very relaxed. Remember what I said earlier about keeping the shoulders down. There is certainly a tendency many of us have to unnecessarily raise the shoulders when the arms are up. That's a drain on energy, makes you tight, makes you uptight. So shoulders relaxed. Check your posture. Make sure your weight is still evenly distributed through the feet. Make sure the knees are bent. The abdomen relaxed, the chest, the ribs, the spine long and open, the chin very slightly down, the head as though lifted or suspended, the tongue touching the upper palate. And we are meditating, observing, feeling, noticing the breathing, noticing places of comfort or discomfort. Whatever it is that is actually happening now, we are learning to appreciate and understand more deeply. In that awareness, it becomes possible to reach a deeper state, a more balanced and healthy state. And holding in silence. When you feel ready, then we go to the last posture in standing meditation, number 4. The hands slowly float down as though they are swimming in the air. Again, no break in your feeling. We're still staying with the breath. The energy is still building up, accumulating, spreading through the body, until the hands are about the height of the hip bone, palms facing towards the ground. Now you can actually vary it from the top of the iliac crest all the way down to the femur, anywhere in that area which is comfortable for you, from the head of the femur to the top of the hip bone. There should be a feeling of floating under the palms, a slight buoyancy, as though your hands are resting on a watery surface, resting on the surface of a lake. Again, the whole body relaxed. Now here, there is a very slight break in the wrist. You should think that the top of your hand here has a rounded shape. So the roundedness is in this area. This area is rounded. The hands are floating. You'll find that with the hands down in this position, it is easier to sink the breath. When the arms are lifted, we tend to raise the breath to bring it more to the upper chest. Now with the hands down, we can really feel the breath sinking. Remember that abdominal breathing. The stomach opens, if possible the lower back opens when you inhale, and it closes when you exhale. Enjoy the feeling of standing, breathing, the senses open, noticing whatever is happening now. When you've stood as long as is comfortable and possible for you at this stage in your training, then to close the standing meditation, let the hands gradually relax down to the sides. The feet can rise up just slightly if your stance was a bit uncomfortable. The sound is massaging our feet. We're going to shift the weight towards the toes without lifting the heels off the ground. We're feeling the weight passing through each part of the foot. Now the weight is shifting back towards the heels. And we keep shifting front to back several times, no particular number, as though the body is drifting in the breeze, like a tree. To the front, make sure the toes are relaxed. All the way back to the heels are relaxed. We are using the ground to massage the feet. Then, several times right and left. The same idea, we are giving ourselves a foot massage. Feel the weight passing through each muscle and bone in the feet. and circling. It doesn't matter which direction you start with. Circle the weight through each part. It'll be moving especially through the outside of the feet, towards the heels, the outside of the other foot, through the toes. Several circles one way and several circles another. Let your feet really be relaxed, just as if you are truly giving yourself a foot massage. This feels wonderful after a long standing meditation. The standing is really the core of your Qigong practice. It builds up a greater supply of healing Qi. So if you become ill, your body can return to health more quickly. Your body can repair itself more easily and efficiently. So you want to gradually increase the length of time of your standing, and whenever you finish, do this wonderful foot massage. At the end, the hands come down, and then we prepare for the next phase of the exercise. Before we continue, let's review the essential principles of standing meditation. First, the feet are parallel and shoulder-width apart. The weight is even. The knees are slightly bent. They are neither collapsed inwards nor bowed out. All of the joints are relaxed, especially the knees, the elbows, hips, and shoulders. The spine is straight and long. The chest and ribs are relaxed. The head feels suspended as though held from above. The chin is very slightly down. The mouth is closed with the tongue touching the upper palate. The eyes are open with a relaxed, level gaze. All of the postures feel spherical and rounded. The abdomen is relaxed. When you inhale, the abdomen expands. When you exhale, the abdomen retracts and closes. And most importantly, practice awareness. The mind and the senses open. Now we start the next phase of the standing meditation system, and this is simply called walking meditation. To practice, we're going to start by learning the basic walk. The basic walk is called mo cha bu. Mo cha bu. This means the grinding step. The reason it's called grinding is because the crescent movement of the legs is taken from the action of grinding ink for Chinese calligraphy, where you are circling the ink stone in the inkwell. So the movement of the feet is in a crescent shape. We begin with the feet parallel, and we start with the hands in the last posture of the standing meditation. Remember, that's where the hands seem to be floating on the surface of a lake. Now we shift the weight to one leg, it doesn't matter which one you start with, until that leg becomes full, or yang. The other leg becomes soft, relaxed, empty, or yin. We take that empty leg and reach out with the heel, whatever is the natural extension of the leg. You don't have to step any particular length or width. The foot touches heel first, just for a moment, then comes flat. Now this leg is still empty. As you shift the weight into that leg, the front leg becomes full, that is, with the weight. The rear leg can now become empty. Obviously, it needs to be empty if we're going to move it. I can't move the leg if my weight is on it. So my weight shifts to the front, the rear leg becomes empty, and now we post. Post means take the empty leg, touch it on the ball of the foot, near the leg that has the weight. The leg is still empty, the empty leg steps out. Reach out with the heel, feeling the natural diagonal extension of the leg. The leg is almost locked, but you'll notice the knee is still very slightly bent. We're not completely locking the knee. Locking the knee joint, locking any joint in the body, stops the movement of qi. So we step out with a soft knee, and the front leg, which was empty, becomes full. The rear leg, which was full, becomes empty. We take the empty leg and post. Touch it on the ball of the foot, balanced, relaxed, rooted into the full leg. Take the empty leg, step with the heel, shift, post. We can do the same thing stepping backwards, known as the retreating step. Reach back. This time, of course, we'll reach back with the ball of the foot and feel the foot molding into the ground. Now the rear leg becomes full, front leg empty. Front leg, which is empty, is able to move. We post it on the ball of the foot. Stepping back, shift. Empty becomes full, full becomes empty. Post, step, shift, post. Again, if we want to advance. Now, try to make this a real Qigong. Stay with the energy. Keep the breath relaxed. And very important in this exercise, the body moves on a plane. That means your body does not rise up or sink down. It moves level. You might wish to imagine that your hips are a basin filled with water right to the brim, and you don't want to spill the water. That means that if your movement breaks, if you lose balance, or if you rise up or sink down, you're making waves in that bowl of water. Obviously, if I lean to one side, I'm spilling the water. If I lean to the other side, back or forwards, I'm spilling the water. So the body does not rise up or sink, and it moves completely even and level. This helps the qi to relax and to fill the dantian. Try it several times, forwards and back. Working on the balance, the feeling of yin and yang, full and empty, the weight passing through the feet into the ground, the breath relaxed. There's a feeling of stillness within movement. Yin and yang are harmonized. And then when you finish, bring your feet to a natural stance. You can rise up, relax. And now stage 2 of the walking meditation. This time, instead of having the hands down in the 5th posture of the basic standing meditation, the hands will be in posture number 2. Remember, this was number 1. Number 2 was hands at the height of the chest, the height of the breastbone. Elbows relaxed. Remember, that keeps the shoulders relaxed. Spine long. Checking for a moment that you have all of the principles. And this time, as we do the basic walk, the same walk as in the grinding step previous, the arms will also be moving. So the arms will also be showing yin and yang. Now, the walk is to step out with the heel. Remember, natural extension of the leg. Remember, empty and full in the leg. Levelness of the body. All those principles remain the same. The body doesn't rise up or sink down. This time, as you're stepping and shifting, the arms are opening slightly, as though this entire circle is filling with the breath. Now, don't worry about how you're actually breathing. The breath is relaxed, abdominal, does not have to be matched with the movement. So just breathe at your own natural pace. But as you're shifting, as you're stepping and shifting, the circle opens. Small opening, not a big motion. Don't keep it cramped in by your chest. You're starting in a circle, and it is as if you're breathing into it. Now as you post, taking the rear leg, posting it, the circle closes ever so slightly. The entire opening and closing motion is only about 6 inches. As you step and shift, it's opening, posting, closing, stepping and shifting, opening. Think of the wrists moving towards the corners of your room, towards the diagonal. That will keep the opening even, because what you want to be careful of is that when you're opening, you are not pushing. Pushing means the arms moving straight ahead. Nor are you splitting. Splitting means the hands are simply moving away from each other. In that case, you are not increasing the overall volume of the circle. So everything opens. The motion includes both this dimension and this dimension. Open and close. Then the retreating step. Reaching back with the ball of the foot as you're stepping and shifting, opening. As you're posting, close. Keep the breath relaxed. Don't forget to breathe. Opening. Closing. There is stillness within motion. Yin and yang harmonized. Open. Advancing. Close. Body moves on a plane. Spine is still long. Mouth lightly closed. All of the sights and sounds, part of your experience, just as in standing. Open. Close. The walking meditation helps to pump the qi through all the cells, all the pores, all the tissues, the bones, the muscles, the tendons. Open. Close. Slow and relaxed. Don't spill the water from the hips. Open. Closed. This is also called releasing, which is yang. Storing, that is, you're storing, conserving qi, which is yin. Release, yang. Store, yin. Open. Close. Open. Closed. Open. And when you're ready to finish, any length of time, you can go backwards and forwards as long as you wish. It's a very pleasant movement, easy to feel the qi. When you're ready to finish, go to a parallel stance as though you're doing standing. Hands float all the way down. And relax. Take a few moments to enjoy the experience. Now, a very important point about the walking meditation is the idea of having an integrated center, a kind of point of reference in the body. If you look at this fan as it opens and closes, this is open, close. In the walking meditation, we also have opening and closing. What allows the fan to open and close? Obviously, it's the point here, the little button, the screw here, which holds the ribs of the fan together. Without that, if I open the fan, and you could say the energy, the qi, is going to scatter and fall apart. So the question we ask is, where is this button, this reference point in the human body? According to Qigong, that button is right here, the dantian, the field of the elixir, the basic energy center and storage battery for qi. So when you practice the walking meditation, it is essential that you maintain awareness of this part of the body, as though this is both your energetic and physical center. When you're opening and closing, opening, closing, it's as if the opening and closing is coming from the dantian. This is the button that holds the ribs together. Now, to close the Qigong workout, it's very important that we do some self-massage. Self-massage is so essential an aspect of Qigong that many scholars believe that the early word for Qigong in the ancient classics, a word pronounced Dao Yin, actually meant massaging the body. When we practice self-massage, we disperse stagnation stagnant pockets of qi that might remain in particular tense areas of the body. We're going to do two basic forms of self-massage. The first one is massaging the dantian, the lower abdomen. The second one is massaging the lower back. The first massage, place your hands one over the other over the navel. Now what I'd like you to do is, men, place the center of your hand over the navel of your left hand with the right hand on top of the left. For women, place the right hand on the navel, left hand on the right. Both men and women begin to circle the hands. It doesn't matter for now which direction you begin the circling, but start small, gentle circles of the hands. The abdomen is completely relaxed as though it's asleep. You're not doing anything in particular with the abdomen. The breath is relaxed. Lightly chafing the skin. We're not trying to knead the tissue, just lightly chafing and warming the skin. This is to help stimulate the dantian and help to spread the qi more evenly. Circling. Gradually larger and larger. I'd like you to do 18 circles one direction. And then when you reach number 18, at that point you've gone to the maximum diameter of your circle. Whereas you started very small, by number 18 you're circling as large as the pubic bone and just under the breastbone. Then we stop under the breastbone and reverse direction, beginning with a large circle at first, gradually smaller and smaller. We're going to do 18 circles. I'd like you to do 18 circles altogether, until by number 18 your circle has gotten very, very small, just around the navel. Then the hands rest on the navel. This method of massage is called yuan qi, gui yuan. The original qi returns to the origin. Again, it strengthens the dantian, the lower energy center. The next essential massage is to massage the kidneys. Some people call this massaging the gate of life. We're going to use the inside part of the fists to chafe the skin around the kidneys. Circling the hands. Outwards circles as though you're following up along the spine and then to the outside. 36 circles. And if your energy or your back is feeling a little bit tight or stagnant, you can do this a little bit more quickly and vigorously. After number 36, let the hands relax and come down to the sides. Now this is the essential self-massage. The lower abdomen, the lower back. We're massaging the main energy center in the body. However, you should also lightly chafe the skin, usually with circular motions, over any other area that to you feels stagnant or stiff when you finish your Qigong workout. For instance, if your legs are tired or your knees feel tight, then you can massage the kneecaps with your palms. If it's the back of the knees, you can massage the back of the knees, or even slap them lightly to stimulate the circulation. If you feel it in the shoulders, you can circle around the shoulders. Many students like to circle the face. Or the eyes. Usually for the eyes we use these joints on the thumbs, circling around the eyes. So any place where you feel the need, you can do self-massage, but always remembering the field of the elixir, the dantian. At the very end, when you've done the self-massage, I'd like you to place your hands, it doesn't matter for now which hand is on top, just place them with the thumbs gently interlocked over the lower abdomen. Close your eyes And again, do an overall body scan, finding out what has happened, what has changed. How do you feel? How are you standing? How are you breathing? See if you can experience the qi. Close your eyes and go into your own quiet meditation. Remember that a journey of 1,000 miles begins with the first step. If you're going to cultivate your inner garden, you need to water it gradually, patiently, and in this case, on a daily basis. I hope you enjoy your practice of Qigong.